let's move on to the Mac OS, and we're just going to go over some of the key features in Mac OS, and we'll start off with Safari. Yeah, what do you think of Safari? What do you think about the capabilities?
I think Safari's got a pretty big redesign. If you take a look at it, they've actually streamlined it, and it looks more simplified now. Like, that's the biggest change you're going to see. Like, especially with where the address bar is, and like the actual tabs have gotten a lot smaller, so they're not taking so much space in your window. However, what they've also done is they've created something called tab groups. So let's say, for example, you're doing a research project. You can create a tab group for that research project, and you can have all your tabs there and then all of a sudden, let's say you want to order lunch or whatever, instead of having to close out all your tabs, you can switch to another tab group with like different food options to go buy. So you can go order skip the dishes or whatever. And you can, keep making as many as you need. And the cool thing about all the tab groups is this actually flows over to the Mac or iPad OS and I can't even talk, iOS.
You know what I really think about the tab group feature is, like, for example, because I'm getting into day trading and stuff, I have a lot of like charts open and stuff like that. And so I can make a day trading tab. And when I click on that, it's going to open up everything that I need to work in my day trading and not have to keep opening it up individually. So yeah, again, just reiterating a little bit of what you just said there. But for real world case use for myself, that's what I would use it for. And when it comes to like editing YouTube videos, I would have like Epidemic Sound, not sponsored by the way, Epidemic Sound out, Envato Elements and YouTube, and I'll have those tabs open so I can quickly access them. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, so let's move on to the next one. I also like the way it
looks.
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, I also like the way it looks. It looks really nice. Like, it's all seamless when you're browsing a web page.
Definitely.
But yeah, let's move on to the next feature.
Next feature, universal control. Yeah, this is awesome. This I like because it's kind of eliminating that cable. The less cables, the better. And when you can just like literally switch your cursor over from one device to the next, that is awesome. However, I do think this is the reason why iPad is not going to be the laptop replacement. It's because when they came out with this feature, I was thinking, man, Apple doesn't really want you to, get the iPad for replacement for a laptop. They want you to buy the iPad, also buy the laptop and a desktop.
Mm-hmm.
I see what they're thinking here. Anyway, that's just my speculation. But yeah, it's really cool. It's a really cool feature.
The dragging and dropping from like the Mac to the iPad and vice versa is pretty cool.
Yes. So that kind of like, as if like AirDrop wasn't already a huge lifesaver for anyone in the Apple ecosystem. Now they just have drag and drop, which is insane. I love it. But yeah, not much else other than that for universal control. Airplay to Mac. I don't really have a personal opinion on this, to be honest.
I'm very excited for Airplay to Mac. And the reason why I'm excited for Airplay to Mac is because you can finally be on your iPhone and you can actually be on Apple Music, and you can now send the music from your phone to your Mac that's connected to your speakers. So Spotify has had this for many, many, many years, where you can select where you want your music to go. You want it to go to your desktop? Do you want to go to your PlayStation? Apple has not had anything like that. With the exception of iTunes Remote, which is not the same. It's not the same. Like you're not actually controlling Apple Music and changing the music. So for me, I'm extremely excited about that because you can now finally beam your music to your Mac. And in addition to just music, you can also apparently present presentations to your Mac, photos. It says you can also mirror or extend your display. So I'm curious to see how that's going to work out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I could see some uses, real world uses for that. Again, that's something not I'm excited about particularly, but yeah. And also the next one that we're going to talk about is shortcuts, which I never use. So, but yeah, what do you think of shortcuts and it being available on Mac now?
Well, like I said before, I thought I was going to use shortcuts on iOS, and I didn't really use it that much. But I'm sure there are tons of people that actually do use this stuff. Apparently, there was I think it was called Automate or Automator. I can't remember what the name was. And shortcuts is pretty much going to replace that, and it'll allow you to do a whole bunch of steps into one step. So if you wanted to open up an app, turn on your music, do this, do that, instead of you clicking so many times, you just click once and it runs everything in one go for you.
And that's also compatible with Siri, right? So you can be like, Siri, do this. And if you have that action and it includes your Apple Music and turn on your TV and stuff like that, it'll just do all of that at once.
Yeah.
Isn't that how that works? Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've also got like the big shortcut editor, so you can arrange how everything happens and what order. Yeah, and it's supposed to be pretty powerful, so we'll have to give it a shot.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it for macOS Monterey. You can test it out in beta, I guess, if you want, if you're part of that group, like you are.
Developer beta group. So it's not
right.
not the free group, unfortunately. That's a funny story. I wanted to be an iOS developer many years ago, so I paid for the developer beta. I paid for it, and then I never ended up canceling it. So now every year when WWDC comes around, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be a developer, and it just goes back down.
Yeah,
1 year.
1 year. It'll be done.